What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another P4W prediction video. It's myself, Seko, and today I'm going to be giving you my predictions for the WWE TLC 2018. As always, we don't have the match order yet, so I'm just going to be giving you a rundown of what I have actually on the match card, and I'll be giving you my predictions to who I think is going to win and what I think may happen in the event. So starting off, we have WWE Smackdown Women's Championship match that involves Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair and Asuka in a triple threat TLC match for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Now, Becky's the man at the moment. I really don't know what to say. As people do know from the page themselves, I'm a big Becky Lynch fan. So, I mean, the booking is great. It's nice to see Asuka back up where she should be. Rightfully so as well. But I don't know, I feel like if Becky loses the title, it's going to drop her down very quickly. I understand her being pushed again to win the title back, but it doesn't make sense. I feel like the natural thing to happen would be for Becky Lynch to win, and then it builds a rivalry with her versus Asuka, and maybe have Becky actually turn heel, or have Asuka turn heel on Becky, building a new rivalry going on into Royal Rumble, and maybe seeing what happens then. But yeah, my prediction for that match is definitely Becky Lynch. Next, we have Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles in a singles match for the WWE Championship. Now, Daniel Bryan, the new Daniel Bryan, should we say, is taken a drastic turn. The Yes Movement is dead, apparently, which is great. I was never a fan of the Yes Movement. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Daniel Bryan. However, I'm kind of liking this new style that he's bringing, this new attitude. I think it's been needed for a while, and when he came back, I was like, he can't just ride this Yes Movement. He needs to change, and this change has really helped him. It doesn't make sense for Bryan to get this push just to instantly drop it to AJ Styles. So again, just going on a correct reasoning, I believe it's going to be Daniel Bryan. However, I would like to see AJ Styles win, but I believe he's going to win via a disqualification. Maybe someone gets involved. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe he attacks him with a chair. Maybe Daniel Bryan just goes all out and then just starts attacking him with weapons, ending the match. I can see something like that happening. After all, this is a loose cannon Daniel Bryan, so we don't actually know what he's capable of at the moment. So, so my prediction is going to be AJ Styles winning, but it's going to be winning via disqualification. Next, we have Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose in a singles match for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, from the way WWE Raw have been promoting this match, I was under the impression that this was actually in a TLC match. Seth recently had the match against Baron Corbin, and they said this is going to be a small sample of basically what's to come for Dean. And all reports showed it's a singles match. So I'm not sure if this is a TLC match or a singles match. Either way, I believe Ambrose is going to win. I feel like Ambrose winning pushes this rivalry up again to another level. Having Seth being the chaser for the title as well to gain back what's rightfully is, it just builds more story. Because if Seth wins, then there's no point in this rivalry continuing other than why Dean turned his back on him. We haven't really heard from Dean much. He's cut a couple of promos. He looks like a bootleg Bane at the moment, which I'm not a fan of. However, it's building. Raw hasn't been great, so I guess we have to put up what we have at the moment. But yeah, I'm definitely picking Ambrose for this. Next, we have Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin in a TLC match. Now, if you was watching Raw, you would see that Braun Strowman was injured by Baron Corbin's new group of Baron Corbin himself, Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. Now, this has been building for the last few weeks. Actually, this was building before Survivor Series. Basically, the build started when Baron Corbin attacked Braun Strowman, costing him the Universal Championship match against Brock Lesnar. This is a match that I've been definitely interested in seeing. But if you read online, Braun's had surgery or something on his elbow, from what I've read. I don't know if he'll be there. Basically, what they've been saying on Raw, what Baron Corbin has been saying on Raw is that he basically is going to turn up in the ring and be declared the winner. I don't think that's going to happen. I do believe someone else is going to come out. I'm very, very interested to see someone else do the match for Braun. My prediction would be Bray Wyatt. Buzzard, I know you're probably agreeing. But yeah, so I'd like to see that happen. However, I don't know if it will or not. Going by what they're saying by booking, Baron Corbin is rightfully going to be the winner unless Braun comes out. But I do see someone else coming out, and I actually see Corbin losing, which will be very interesting due to the fact that there was a tweet was put out saying that Vince McMahon will be on Raw this coming Monday, so basically the Raw TLC, to make an announcement. So yeah, so I reckon if Corbin loses, maybe he'll be fired from being a general manager, which I think a lot of people want. But it makes sense for Corbin to stay as manager because it's starting to build, okay, Raw has been slacking, but Seth Rollins actually addressed those issues. However, I don't see Corbin, personally I don't see Corbin being sacked, but we'll see what happens on Monday. But yeah, as I said, I still think Corbin's going to lose this match. Next we have Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre. Now the build for this has been up and down. It kind of come out of nowhere, yet it was kind of building at the same time. To be honest, the only person that needs to gain from this is Drew McIntyre. Now I understand a lot of people love Finn Balor and they want to see the demon gimmick back and he's kind of lost in the shuffle. Yes, I agree. Like, I'm not a big fan of Balor, but I do agree he's being lost and misused a lot. He needs to go, personally, I think he needs to go Smackdown. But Drew McIntyre is at the moment being, I reckon he's going to be, next year is his year. He's going to be skyrocketed to that Universal title. Literally, the only outcome will be Drew McIntyre. So, yeah, my pick is Drew. Next, we have Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax in a singles match for the Raw Women's Championship. Now, with the way the booking's been done for Nia, yes, she won the Women's Battle Royal that gives her a chance at the Women's Championship. But I think since then, a lot of stuff has happened. From what I've read and what's sort of circulating on the internet, Nia's got a lot of heat backstage. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Obviously, that's just what we read. If Nia wins, what do you do with Ronda? Because, okay, you have Ronda chase the title again, and then what? If she doesn't win it back, she disappears for a while. If she wins it back, and then just builds this feud that no one really wants to see. We've already seen this match happen. In my opinion, it'll be a duplicate of what we've already seen, having Ronda win. I think Nia needs to step back again. I think personally WWE needs to take her back to NXT, but I feel like she has to go back through some training. I think at the moment she seems very reckless. Maybe if that's what they're using to build her character, fine, then do that, but then like do it in a way where we can kind of see that it's definitely character built, because at the moment all I'm seeing is recklessness. Like she's just consistently reckless. This match I'm not even fussed about personally, but Ronda's gonna win. There's no point building her up to be a champion for her to just drop the title to Nia Jax for no apparent reason. So just on that, I say Ronda Rousey. Next we have Elias versus Bobby Lashley in a ladder match with a guitar above the ring. Basically, the first person that can pull the guitar down can use it on their opponent. So I'm assuming the match is just a pinfall. Like the overall result is a pinfall. So my question: what happens if no one's able to pull down the guitar? Does that void the match because no one pulled it down? I don't know. I don't like these stipulations. I think they're stupid. Like if you pull the guitar down, in my opinion, match over. But yeah, I think this stipulation's ridiculous. They could have just been in a ladder match. That would have been fine. But to add a guitar hanging above it is pointless. I understand it's a part of their feud, but to me that's just pointless. Bobby's kind of being pushed as a good heel at the moment, but Elias hasn't really had a push. When he was a heel, he was starting to get a slow push. Then he's turned face. I wouldn't say he's been lost, but he's starting to build again. I want Elias to win, so yeah, I'm going with Elias. Next we have The Bar versus The New Day versus The Usos in a triple threat tag team match for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships. Again, as some of you know, people that are fans and followers of the P4W page, then you'll know that I'm a big Uso fan. I wasn't a big fan of the rap battle that they done on Smackdown. As always, the Usos came in and laid the Smackdown with their content, their lyrics. I'm not too sure what I was watching from The Bar. I don't know. I just wasn't impressed with the whole segment. It wasn't needed. They could have just built that in a completely different way. But hey, this is Smackdown. This is WWE Creative, so we get what we're given, I guess. But if New Day win it again, then that just makes them 6-time champions. Great. If The Bar retain, well done for them. I feel like having The Bar retain makes more sense, because if the Usos win, then it just goes back and forward between the Usos and The Bar, or the Usos and New Day. I feel like a new tag team needs to come in and just pull the rug from underneath them and literally dominate for a while and hold the titles. When they had it with the Bludgeon Brothers, I thought that was perfect, because everyone was kind of stuck in this like freeway group of just 3 teams, consistently battling. And at first, that's great. It does build the Smackdown division, like tag division, but it got boring very quickly. Okay, New Day and the Usos had some great matches, but after you've seen it. Like, so I would like a new tag team to come in and just kind of take the titles from them and just hold it for a while, show some dominance themselves, and keep the title off the Usos and the New Day. Right now they don't need it. They can have great matches without needing these titles. So for that reason, I want the Bar to retain. Which I'm shocked at because I'd like to see the Usos win it again. But yeah, I feel like the Bar retaining makes more sense. Maybe a new tag team can come in and attack them. I don't know, but we'll see. Next, we've got Natalya versus Ruby Riot in a tables match. The only good thing to come from this, in my opinion, is that Ruby Riot is now being pushed as Ruby Riot and not with the Riot Squad. That's it. Like, I don't see anything great from this rivalry other than the fact that it's pushing Ruby Riot as a solo wrestler and not with the Riot Squad herself. But don't think that I'm not saying that she isn't still with Riot Squad, because obviously she is. But I just feel like this is the first time she's actually being pushed on her own. Yes, she's had help with the Riot Squad building a match up, but this is the first match she's actually going to be in on her own against someone like Natalya. Natalya, I personally, I think having Ruby win makes more sense. It builds them, but at the same time, having Natalya win kind of pushes the feud on a bit more. So yeah, just for that, I think Ruby Riot needs to win purely because it pushes her up without the Riot Squad. I think, which at the moment is what she needs. So yeah, I'd say Ruby Riot. Next, we've got Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander. It's in a singles match for the Cruiserweight Championship. This is the great thing about 205 Live. You can put them anywhere in the card, they deliver, and the crowd is just in awe of what they're doing. Having Mustafa Ali versus Daniel Bryan on Smackdown really shows the talent that you can have in 205 Live. And I think that's just the start of what we're going to see. If 205 Live and Smackdown are starting to combine, then great, because Buddy Murphy versus AJ Styles will be a match that I can't wait to see. But yeah, so Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander in this match. They've been back and forth for a while. I feel like Murphy's going to win. I believe the match will be stellar as always. I don't see them being anything lower than a 4-star match, in my opinion. So yeah, so I like the build, but I do think that it makes sense for Murphy to win this. Next, we've got Rey Mysterio versus Randy Orton in a chairs match. Now, I like this idea of Randy Orton, like this new angle of Orton. He's just taking people out. He don't care about anyone. He's reckless. He's ruthless. Like it's a good gimmick for him. Like I feel like that's something that he can do, not till the end of his career, but it's something that he can do at the moment just to pass the time while he doesn't need a title. I feel like if he didn't touch a title again, it would be a bad move on WWE's part. But at the moment, he doesn't need a title, and he's making himself relevant in this situation. Like he's been given this gimmick, and I wouldn't even call it a gimmick. Like he's been given this character change, slight character modification, and he's done amazing with it. The stuff that we had with Jeff Hardy, some of the spots from the ear spot, with the screwdriver, in Hell in a Cell, the ear spot at Smackdown, outside ringside, pouring the water over his face and rubbing away the identity of Jeff. I think he's such a great character at the moment for Randy that him losing this match will not make sense to the building of his character. So, as much as I'm a big fan of Rey needs to lose this match for Randy to still have the credibility of this character. Rey can bounce back from this. If Randy loses this match, I feel like he won't be able to bounce back as strong because he would have lost. Like, he needs to be on a winning streak at the moment. Even if it's just in the pay-per-views, he has to have that because that's something he can brag about. In all the main events that he's in, all the pay-per-views that he's in, he's winning these matches. Why is he not given this title? Why is he not given this? Like, that's something that could then progress and boost his character to another level, which I'd love to see. So, for that reason, Randy Orton. And finally, we've got the Fabulous Truth versus Mahal, which is the Mixed Match Challenge final. Now, I feel like WWE have kind of put themselves into a bit of a corner because whoever wins, both male and female competitors are given the 30 spot at Royal Rumble. I don't understand where they were going with this. I don't know. Like, I just don't understand what they were doing. Why have Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox in the final It just doesn't, I don't get the idea. Like, having RTruth and Carmella in the final against Bayley and Apollo Crews, for example, it would have made sense. I just don't understand the fact that Mahal and Alicia Fox are in the final. Because you got one comedy act, and I don't know, it's kind of like we kind of have two comedy acts in the final. One has a dance break and the other one talks about Shanti. It doesn't make sense. I don't understand the whole idea of this final match. To me, it's just a bit of a joke for the mixed match challenge. I don't really care who wins personally. Just have a double DQ and have someone else come in at number 30. I'd rather have a double DQ and Kurt Hawkins come in at number 30, and I don't like Hawkins at all. So that's my opinion. But if I got to pick between one of them, I'd rather have RTruth and Carmella. I mean, at least that way we get a dance break in the match. But I hope that's the kickoff match, because I don't really care about it. So if you want to follow us on any of our social media sites, literally it's the same wording all the way through. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube, just write in P4 as in the number 4. So P4 Wrestling. And that's it. That's the best way to find us. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube is P4 Wrestling. And if you do want to join in on our fantasy league that we do for every pay-per-view, then go on to www.passion4wrestling.com. And all there you can find all our details. There'll also be links to any articles that we've got coming out. You'll have links to any updates that we've got coming up on latest news on wrestling and so much more. If you want to go to our Facebook page, go over there and give that a like. Jump on our Twitter, give us a follow. And basically we'll keep you up to date with all wrestling news from WWE to Japan to the Indies, even to throwbacks to the 1960s and so on and so forth. So yeah, so that's been my prediction. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. I'll tell you what, if you can get the video just to 10 or more likes, then what I'll do is I'll do a reaction video talking about the TLC pay-per-view, my thoughts and what I would give each match out of 5 or out of 10, and where I'd like to see it go from there. As always, enjoy the show and I'll see you on the Facebook page. Peace!